the pizza that we're doing, the dough, this style of dough, I mean, technically it's Neapolitan, and I'm not sure, who's familiar with what, but Neapolitan is, they call that the cradle of the birthplace of pizza, Naples, Italy. Wood-fired, they use a strict standard. They don't use any olive oil in their dough. I do. So I'm gonna call this Neo-Neapolitan. I mean, I'm not calling it that, that's just what it is. I did work in a strictly Neapolitan pizza place, but I've kind of loosened up a little bit. That we were using cake yeast, now I'm using wild yeast. I'm also putting olive oil in the dough a little bit to kind of give it some shine and body. The bulk fermentation is good, so it slows the leaven, the yeast activity down, and develops more complex flavors when you cold proof rather than if I were to leave it out and let it warm proof. Don't want to use too much flour, then you have it sliding, so you want to get this grip, right? Like that grip on the countertop, so you get that super tight ball. And I just kind of will finish it. I think I'm gonna put a little more flour on this guy just because it's a little too tack. To get it smooth. There we go. Yeah, so we use wild yeast. Wild yeast does not give you gut rot. Wild yeast breads, sourdough, pizza. It's a pre-fermentation. So I've already pre-fermented, and a lot of the gluten is being digested through this starter in the bread. So before it comes to you, there's a lot that has already been digested that your body would normally digest if you were to eat like quick breads from the store or something like that. And so what happens is since it's already been pre-digested by the starter, it's going to create beneficial lactic acid, and it's good for your gut. So that's why sourdough is a fermented food, just like yogurt, just like kimchi, just like sauerkraut, all those things that are really good for you. So that's what's really fucking cool about this type of pizza. Like I could just sit here and make pizza with yeast all day, but now we're talking about, really manipulating flavors. But anyway, yeah, it develops through that. So, and then over time, it just gets more and more funky, and it starts to take on the odor of beer. And you have to feed it daily, and what happens is all the, it starts to eat all the sugars. This is it right here. This is the yeast. So smells like flour and beery kind of. This one right here is about 8 years old. So I've been feeding that one consistently for 8 years. The other thing that it does, like when you have true sourdough pizza, it's going to be more tender than most pizza dough you've had. And it's going to just be like, it's going to be just so easy to eat. Like you're not going to throw away your crust. You know what I mean? Like we call that those pizza bones. So, whereas if you go to like, I don't know, a pizza place that doesn't practice those things, which is fine. I love all pizza. Remember, pizza's like sex. Even when it's bad, it's still good, right? But like, you're going to feel really full after a couple slices of that kind of pizza that uses quick yeast, and they may have risen their dough that morning and baking already in the afternoon. Because, there's the fermentation hasn't had time to digest a lot of the gluten. So you're going to be digesting that shit. And it's going to wreak havoc on your stomach. And then I'll save this for a day in case this doesn't rise. It always does though, but you never know because you might have to refeed. You don't want to discard all of your stuff. I have a bunch in frozen too, just in case somebody comes in and steals this. So I'm going to swaddle that around. And then we feed it with the fresh flour. So I'm going to go about 65 grams of AP. This is King Arthur Organic, which is pretty good. It's pretty serviceable flour. I never use any bleached or bromated flours. It's very important not to use those. They have no nutritional value, and they're full of folic acid and all that nasty shit. So this is the old, you can see, it's already been, see how the flour's thick on this one? And you see how that's more of a sauce now? So it's really done a number on the flour in there. I mean, it's just broke it down so much. It's digested it. So once it's done consuming the digestion, it turns to alcohol. So this smells like fresh bread, and this kind of like yeasty bread. It smells pretty good actually because it's just been digested. It's not like sitting around too long. But by tomorrow, that'll smell like, it'll start to have an alcohol smell to it. I tell you what, we should make this sauce. This is my pizza sauce. I'll just show you how simple it is, and you know. Yeah, these are really good quality tomatoes. I really like this brand, Bianco di Napoli. Chris Bianco been partnered up with this guy here, and they created a tomato. I mean, Chris Bianco is the OG godfather of wood-fired pizza in this nation. I mean, he's consistently ranked one of the best pizzaiolos in the world. And so I think his products are really good. And this is no different from anything he's done. I love it. I love the acidity and I love the richness of these tomatoes. So, you know, we just kind of get that out. This is this is my pizza sauce essentially, right? A marinara or whatever you want to call it. It's just it's just 3 elements, right? So I'm gonna do like a good healthy pinch of salt. And then I'll just do like a glug of that. And then we just get to work. That's it. Now, alternately, you can run this through a food mill, but this is so much more, this is a better feeling. Make sure your fucking hands are clean. Sometimes, like in the summer, I'll get fresh basil from the garden and I'll just crush basil in my hands in this too. And it'll really make it aromatic. But yeah, you just kind of do this for a few minutes and it's just really satisfying and nice. And you kind of can get that real rusticity you want in the sauce. And I want every ingredient to be autonomous, yet at the same time come together in like this perfect thing, right? Not perfect, you can't get perfect, but this really delicious thing. You know, I'll go through and I'll just kind of break some more of those little pieces down, but when you spread this out on the dough, like before it goes in the oven, it's super bright red and just like, you can see it's fucking fresh tomato, dude. That's exactly what you want. That's why the margarita pizza is like the biggest selling pizza in the world, right? Because it's fucking simple. It's just tomato, cheese, basil, right? It's super simple. I think that cooking, in essence, is an art, okay? Like the final product can be art. I really feel like everything leading up to that is craft, and I think it's structure, and there are rules you have to follow. It's not that you can be Jackson Pollock and just be like fucking throwing shit all over the place. There is a basic fundamental of rules. At the end of the day, it's gotta be fucking delicious, man. Look at these onions. Corn.
Just 2 onions?
Yeah, just 2 of these right here for right now. This will work for me for tonight. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
February, March in the Gulf Coast, you see strawberries coming in, you know, onions are starting. So we'll start seeing like green garlic and spring onions coming up in the next month. King Trumpet's here.
King Trumpet's, little blue oyster there.
Okay.
Yep. 22.
22. Okay.
Yeah. 22.
Okay. Okay. Let me get half a pound of these and let's do half a pound of these. Putting these on a pizza later.
Oh man, those oysters are.
Yeah.
And it's pleasantly delicious.
Thank you. Yeah. Beautiful stuff. I'm stoked on these mushrooms because I was gonna go buy mushrooms at the fucking fresh market, and now there's a mushroom purveyor here. That's sick. You go to a big city, right? Like sourdough pizza's everywhere. I can go to Los Angeles and I can point out 17 fucking sourdough places and they're all great. And so people in Los Angeles would be like, oh, this kind of, you know, another one. Well, but you talk about someplace here, it's not even here yet, right? So it's like, let's get people into it. It's great to create something and the people who live here really appreciate it and they're telling their friends about it and it just makes me feel good at the end of the day to do that. It really does. Like, I get satisfaction from just the customers. Is my backyard coming in my place every day, which means my neighborhood, right? So it's about bringing the community back with good food, good things they can be proud of. Pizza, to me, especially wood-fired pizza, is such a simple thing, and it's beautiful because you're working with a fire. So not only am I working with a wild fucking yeast, I've got a fucking fire I gotta tend to. I gotta have the right fucking firewood. I've gotta make sure my oven's the right temperature. So, you know, when we say simple, when I say simple, I don't mean fucking easy, all right? This shit's fucking far from easy. This is hard-ass work. I think that when people look at pizza, they think it's really simple and easy, and it's like, well, yeah, of course, when you see it on your plate, it is simple and easy. But everything that leads up to that is total fucking care, right?